Hey friends, Drex here from Drex Factor Poi, sharing with you the love of poi spinning and flow arts to benefit your body and brain. And today, we're going to take a deep dive into some fountains, and I'm going to show you why there's more of them than we thought there were. But before we dive in, I want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Fire Mecca, Flow Fests, Flow Toys, Juggling Calling, Pyroterror Light Toys, Spinballs, and Ultra Poi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all these amazing businesses and what they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links that I've got down in the description of this video. And special thanks to non-business friends of the channel, Johnny Howard, Lain Mochinsky, and Pekha Pekkonen. Thank you all so very much for your support for my work and my mission. Okay, so when we talk about fountains in the poi world, we're talking about usually one of two things. The first is when we take a waist strap that is turning back and forth between a forwards and a reverse weave. We can move our hands up and down as we're performing that waist strap, and it essentially turns the waist strap into a flower. Now, the other option is what's called the 4-beat fountain, and this involves taking the top part, that is this right here, of the waist strap off entirely and replacing it with something that looks a lot like a windmill. So we wind up with a trick that looks something like this. Nick Woolsey was quite the proponent of using this, and I personally think that it looks pretty cool too. And of course, a couple years ago, I took on the challenge of figuring out how to take that 4-beat fountain into the anti-spin world. This follows all the same rules and conventions as that inspin version of the 4-beat fountain, but it happens to take the hands around in the opposite direction that the poi are going in. But that is not actually the end of the story. Turns out, these two versions of the 4-beat fountain are not the only versions out there. There is an entire other way to do it in both inspin and anti-spin, so let me take you through how. So to understand how this works, let's dissect our 4-beat fountain here. Normally when we perform our waist strap, we're doing a total of 6 downbeats with each poi. If you count the number of downbeats that the orange poi is doing, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as I go all the way around, which isn't surprising because a waist strap is based on the 3-beat weave. We're performing a 3-beat weave reverse and a 3-beat weave forwards. So of course, we get a total of 6 beats with each poi. So how exactly do we get down to doing only 4 beats? Well, basically, we remove one of these weaves. So, for example, when I'm going from my reverse side here to my forward side, instead of performing that as a standard waist strap and giving myself those 3 beats that come with making that turn, I can instead remove that weave and add a windmill instead. Of course, as I'm doing that windmill, I'm only performing 1 beat with each poi, 1 left, 1 right, before I go back into the waist strap. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 beats, 1, 2, 3, 4 beats with each individual hand. I'm counting off the right hand poised beats here. So orange goes once, twice, 3 times, 4. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 as it goes around. And of course the anti-spin version is the same idea, but the hands go the opposite direction, yeah? We still have 1, 2, 3 beats, 1 up top, 1, 2, 3 beats, 1 up top, 1, 2, 3 beats, and 1 up top. Thus we get in 4 beats going each way. Cool, so both the inspin and the anti-spin have something in common. Namely, we've decided that we're taking our waist strap going in one direction and replacing it with a 2-beat move that goes through it. Our windmills, right? Now, here's the thing. We're always making the choice to remove the 3 beats when we're going from reverse to forwards. What if instead we remove the 3 beats when going from forwards to reverse? Okay, so if I go from reverse to forwards, over here, I now have to come up with a 2-beat move that I can do instead of that waist strap back over to the reverse side. So what can I do? Well, I'm now in a position where my left hand is on top of my right, so going into a windmill would be a pretty sketchy proposition. But what if instead I went down? That is, what if I performed what we call a watermill instead of a windmill? So altogether that winds up being, I do that waist strap, 1, 2, 3 beats over top, and then 1 beat going through the watermill. Again, I do 1, 2, 3 beats, and 4, 1, 2, 3 beats, and 4. as I'm going around here. It's the same idea as the 4-beat fountain that takes us up and around through the windmill. We just happen to be shifting which side of that waist strap we're taking away and replacing with a simple reel. So let me show you that again in slow motion. So you might have noticed that my new 4-beat fountain is also an inspin. So is there an anti-spin equivalent to it? Oh, you know there is. So this one gets a little bit sketchier, but stick with me here. As I'm going up and over and then dropping into the water mill in inspin, I'm doing right hand leads, then left hand, right hand leads, then left hand. If I want to do this anti-spin, I have to reverse this. Left leads, then right. Left leads, then right. So I wind up with a 4-beat fountain that now has the left leading across the bottom in a water mill. Pretty cool, right? And again, let me show you that in slow motion. Sweet. So we now have 4 variations on the 4-beat fountain, which I think is pretty cool because, quite frankly, back in the day, I didn't even know that there were 2 variations on the 4-beat fountain. So that's exciting. And you know what? It just goes to show you, no matter how much we think that we have covered the depths of all the classical poi moves, there's usually something there that we somehow missed the first time around. So I hope this inspires some of y'all out there to go dig through some of those moves that you first learned as a poi spinner and see what other new depths there might be to pull out of them. Hey, did you get anything out of this video? Please leave me a like, comment, share, and subscribe to keep the conversation going, to help people find this video, and to help my channel grow. Thanks in advance. And speaking of thanks, this video would not be possible were it not for the kind support of all of these nice people right here. These are my Flow patrons over on Patreon, and they, along with the people listed down in the description, help to make this video and all the videos on this channel possible. Thank you one and all for your very generous support. And if you out there watching are not currently a supporter and you would like to become one, you can do so by heading on over to patreon.com/DirectsFactorPoi and signing up. There you can get access to a whole host of awesome rewards, and even better, you'll be helping me out in my mission to bring poi spinning and flow arts to the whole wide world. Go check that out, please and thank you. And if you'd like to check out more videos on poi theory like this one, I will go ahead and leave a link to a playlist full of such videos down in the description or up on screen if you are watching on YouTube. Also, the YouTube algorithm thinks that you like this top video based upon your past viewing habits, so maybe give that a look-see too. Thank you so much for watching, have yourselves a good one, and more than anything else, make sure to get outside and flow today. I'll see you with a new video real soon. Peace.